The 2025 Egg Bowl is the 122nd all-time meeting between Ole Miss and Mississippi State, and the 98th time they've played for the Golden Egg Trophy. It kicks at 11 a.m., Central 12 Eastern, from Davis Wade Stadium in Starkville, live on ABC in that Black Friday national window. No. 6 Ole Miss comes in at 10-1, chasing a college football playoff berth. Mississippi State is 5-6 and needs this win to reach bowl eligibility. One team is protecting the best regular season in school history. The other is fighting to keep its season alive. Let's talk quarterbacks. Ole Miss's offense is led by Trinidad Chambliss, who's thrown for 2,657 yards with 14 touchdowns and just 3 interceptions, and he's added more than 400 rushing yards and 6 scores on the ground. He operates a rebel attack that ranks third in the nation in total offense at 493.8 yards per game and 13th in scoring at 37.2 points per game. On the other sideline, Mississippi State's passing game runs through Blake Shapen. He's at 2,433 passing yards with 15 touchdowns but 8 interceptions, and this Bulldog offense has been explosive and turnover-prone at the same time. That's a dangerous combination against an Ole Miss defense, allowing just 323.4 yards per game. The numbers lean toward a high total, but rivalry pressure, SEC defense, and turnover risk can slow scoring. And today's AI pick is the under 62.5. Will we cash or will we burn? On to Game 2.
Georgia and Georgia Tech meet inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium for another chapter of clean, old-fashioned hate, and the 2025 matchup carries massive weight on both sides. Georgia enters at 10-1, ranked number 4 in the nation, fighting to lock in a college football playoff berth. Georgia Tech, 9-2 and ranked number 23, is looking to rebound after a tough loss to Pittsburgh and spoil their rivals' postseason dream. These teams played a 44-42 overtime thriller last year. Proof this rivalry always delivers drama. Let's talk quarterbacks. Georgia is led by Gunnar Stockton, who's thrown for 2,465 yards with 19 touchdowns and just 4 interceptions. He's added almost 500 rushing yards and 6 more scores, giving the Bulldogs a true dual-threat leader who thrives in tight spaces and extends drives with his legs. Surrounded by talent at every skill position, Stockton directs an offense averaging more than 430 yards per game. For Georgia Tech, Haynes King is the engine. He's passed for 2,516 yards and rushed for another 883, totaling 27 combined touchdowns. When he's on, Tech's offense becomes one of the most explosive units in the country, ranking 5th nationally in total offense. But turnovers have been costly, including 2 last week that changed the game. The matchup leans on defense, and Georgia's unit is elite. 294.5 yards allowed per game, top 5 nationally against the run, and just 17.4 points allowed. And today's AI pick is Georgia minus 13.5. Will we cash or will we burn? On to Game 3.
Indiana and Purdue meet under the lights at Ross-Ade Stadium for the 100th battle for the Old Oaken Bucket, and the stakes sit on opposite ends of the Big Ten spectrum. Indiana enters at 11-0, ranked number 2 in the nation, pushing toward a perfect season and a conference championship berth. Purdue comes in at 2-9, but it's rivalry week, and this game carries its own energy. Last year, Indiana dominated 66-0, but both offenses have changed since then, especially the Hoosiers. Let's start with the quarterbacks. Indiana is led by Fernando Mendoza, who has been one of the most efficient passers in the conference. He's thrown for 2,641 yards and a school record 30 touchdowns with only 5 interceptions. Surrounded by a deep backfield and receivers like Omar Cooper Jr. and Elijah Sarrett, both with double-digit touchdown seasons, he directs an offense averaging 43.3 points per game, second best in the country. For Purdue, the quarterback rotation has shifted. Ryan Brown and Malachi Singleton have split time, with Singleton showing better rhythm in recent weeks. Purdue's offense has struggled overall, but they still have explosive pieces like Nitro Tuggle capable of generating points, especially as they play from behind. Indiana's scoring power paired with Purdue's defensive struggles creates a game script built for points. And today's AI pick is over 53.5. Will we cash or will we burn? On to Game 4.
Texas A&M and Texas renew the Lone Star Showdown in Austin, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Texas A&M enters at 11-0, ranked number 3 in the nation, one win away from completing a perfect regular season and locking in a spot in the SEC championship game. Texas comes in at 8-3, ranked number 16, still fighting for a high-end bowl and desperate for a rivalry-changing moment on their home field. Last season, Texas won 17-7, but these rosters look very different tonight under the lights at DKR, Texas Memorial Stadium. Let's start with the quarterbacks. For Texas A&M, Marcel Reed has grown into one of the best dual-threat players in the country. He's thrown for 2,752 yards and 25 touchdowns, and he's added nearly 400 rushing yards with 6 more scores. His ability to break, contain, and extend plays has been the heartbeat of the Aggie offense, which averages more than 465 yards and 38 points per game. Across the field, Texas is led by Arch Manning. The numbers look fine on paper, but so much of his production has come against weaker defenses, with heavy reliance on yards after the catch. Against top 20 defenses, Texas has struggled to sustain drives, and this A&M front leads the nation in sack rate. The matchup comes down to pressure, efficiency, and quarterback play, and A&M checks all 3 boxes. And today's AI pick is Texas A&M minus 2.5. Will we cash or will we burn? On to Game 5.
Arizona, Arizona State, Territorial Cup. 2 teams sitting at 8-3, both riding into this one with serious momentum and a whole lot of bad blood left to settle. Arizona comes in fresh off a 41-17 beatdown of Baylor, their 4th straight win. Arizona State just rolled Colorado 42-17 behind a monster 255-yard rushing night from Raleek Brown. Last year, the Sun Devils embarrassed the Wildcats 49-7. Tonight in Tempe, Arizona wants revenge. Let's talk quarterbacks. Noah Fifita has been the steady hand for Arizona, 2,677 yards, 25 touchdowns, and just 6 interceptions. He's accurate, efficient, and supported by a balanced run game with Ismail Mahdi and Kedrick Riscano, who combined for over 1,100 rushing yards and 16 touchdowns. Arizona averages 407.6 total yards and 33.5 points per game. When they get rolling, it comes in waves. Arizona State leans on Jeff Sims. 772 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, plus 423 yards on the ground. He's not the passer Fifita is, but he's dangerous when he improvises. The Sun Devils' identity is their run game. Brown has 1,078 rushing yards and can change a game on a single carry. Now the matchup. Arizona owns one of the nation's best pass defenses, just 147.6 passing yards allowed per game. Arizona State's secondary? Much softer, giving up over 200 per game. In a rivalry decided by execution, that gap matters. And today's AI pick is Arizona minus 1.5. Will we cash or will we burn? On to the recap with Lilith.
You already know what time it is. 5 games, 5 edges, 5 chances to set the world on fire. Here are your AI picks, carved clean for rivalry week. English recap. All 5 picks. 1, under 62.5. Ole Miss versus Mississippi State. 2, Georgia, minus 13.53. Over 53.5. Indiana versus Purdue. 4, Texas A&M, minus 2.55. Arizona, minus 1.5 versus Arizona State 5 games. Like and subscribe. Will we cash or will we burn? Final German proverb. Wer den Wolf füttert, muss sein Heulen ertragen. He who feeds the wolf must endure its howl.